Hello students, welcome to Sri Jayant Rank Zone. In today class, we are going to discuss about chapter hydrocarbon. And in hydrocarbon, first we discuss about the alkanes. See, as we people know, in hydrocarbon, basically, in hydrocarbon, we know first we are going to discuss about the topic which is alkanes. So first we have to know about alkanes. What is alkane? Alkane is basically saturated hydrocarbon. Alkane is basically saturated hydrocarbon. What is saturated hydrocarbon? Saturated hydrocarbons are those hydrocarbons which contains only sigma bond, or we can say single bond, So in alkanes, basically alkanes are saturated hydrocarbon which contains only sigma bond or single bond. See, alkanes are also called paraffins. So alkanes are also known as paraffins. Alkanes are also known as paraffins. Paraffins are basically less reactive compounds. So paraffins are basically less reactive compounds. So paraffins are less reactive compounds. Therefore, alkanes are also less reactive compounds. And what is the general formula? What is the general formula for alkane? General formula for alkane is CnH2n plus 2. When we put n equal to 1, then the formula is CH4. When we put n equal to 2, then the formula is C2H6 and so on. We can also find the double bond equivalent. We can also find the double bond equivalent which you have studied in general organic chemistry. So double bond equivalent for alkanes, how we can find? So dB equal to number of carbon atoms plus 1, minus number of hydrogen atoms plus number of halogen atoms minus number of nitrogen atoms and divide by 2, whole divided by 2. For example, if you want to calculate the double bond equivalent in CH3, this compound, this is C2, this is C2H6. We have to calculate the double bond equivalent of this compound. Number of carbon atoms in this compound is 2. So we can say number of carbon atom in this compound is 2 plus 1 minus number of hydrogen atoms is 6. And there is no halogen atom. Also there is no nitrogen atom, and whole divided by 2. When we solve, this is 2 plus 1 3, and 3 by 2 is also 3. So plus 3 minus 3 cancel out, it is 0. So double bond equivalent for this compound is DBE. Double bond equivalent for this compound is 0. It means there is no double bond, there is no pi bond, also there is no ring. So in this way we can calculate the double bond equivalent of each and every compound of alkane, So basically what we have discussed, about alkanes, and in alkanes we have discussed about saturated hydrocarbon. What is saturated hydrocarbon? Which contains only sigma bond, single bond. Alkanes are also called paraffins, means less reactive compound. And general formula for alkane is CnH2n plus 2. We can put the values of n and we can get the formulas, that is molecular formulas. And we can also find the double bond equivalent, DBE, also called hydrogen deficiency, index of hydrogen deficiency, and it is equal to number of carbon atom plus 1 minus number of hydrogen atom plus halogen minus nitrogen divided by 2. Like in this case we have discussed the example. See, now we are going to discuss about some bond lengths. See, so basically, as we know, when we discuss about carbon hydrogen bond, and we will discuss about carbon carbon bond. So basically bond length in both cases, carbon hydrogen bond length is 1.12 angstrom, while carbon carbon bond length is 1.54 angstrom. As we can see, As we can see, bond length of carbon hydrogen bond is smaller. So bond length of carbon hydrogen bond is smaller as compared to carbon carbon bond, because in carbon basically second shell, in carbon there is second shell, while in hydrogen there is first shell. While in carbon there is second shell, also in this carbon there is second shell. So bond length is basically the distance between the nucleus. So distance between the nucleus. So we can see bond length of carbon carbon bond is more as compared to carbon hydrogen. And we know that, bond energy, is inversely proportional. Bond energy is inversely proportional to bond length. Bond energy inversely proportional to bond length. So bond length of carbon hydrogen bond is smaller. Therefore, we can say the bond energy, for carbon hydrogen bond is more with respect to bond energy of carbon carbon bond. I hope this is clear to all of you. Please note that side by side. So bond energy of carbon hydrogen bond is more, while the bond length of carbon carbon bond is more. Now we will discuss some general method of preparation. Now we will discuss some general method of preparation. We will discuss about general method of preparation of alkanes. General method of preparation of alkanes. So we are going to discuss the preparation of alkanes. The first reaction I am going to discuss with you. The first reaction I am going to discuss with you for the preparation of alkane is which reaction? Hydrogenation reaction. So first we are going to discuss hydrogenation reaction, hydrogenation reaction of alkene, hydrogenation reaction of alkene and alkyne. And you people know, in alkene there is carbon carbon double bond, and in alkyne there is carbon carbon triple bond. So first reaction we are going to discuss is hydrogenation of alkene and alkyne. So we will prepare alkane by reduction of alkene and alkyne. See, so we are going to discuss the reaction, how we prepare alkane and how we prepare alkane from alkynes and alkene. See, so in this case, this is very easy reaction. This is very easy reaction. You can easily see, if we take alkene like CH2 double bond CH2 and the catalyst on addition of hydrogen in presence of platinum, palladium and nickel. In presence of platinum, palladium and nickel. Why we use platinum, palladium, nickel, I will discuss with all of you. Now see, now this alkene will convert into alkane. This alkene will convert into alkane. So double bond removes, it forms CH3CH3. So basically this hydrogen atom, the hydrogen atom of H2 get attached with carbon atom from the same side, See, so basically again I am taking the example of triple bond H C, triple bond CH. When we add hydrogen, again in presence of platinum, palladium and nickel. See, first hydrogen attached to this carbon atom, again this hydrogen attached to this carbon atom. Now triple bond will convert into double bond. Again one more hydrogen atom to this carbon and one more hydrogen atom to this carbon. Now it gets converted into CH3CH3. See, in this case what happens? So basically alkane we are getting from alkene and alkyne. So alkene converted into alkane, also alkyne converted into alkane. So addition of hydrogen there, addition of hydrogen means hydrogenation reaction in presence of platinum, palladium and nickel. These catalysts, platinum, palladium and nickel, are basically D block metals. So D block metals are used here, D block metals are used here as a catalyst. Why d block elements are used there as a catalyst? Please note this. Please note this, because d block elements, d block elements have good catalytic properties. D block elements have good catalytic properties. More surface area means more rate of reaction. Therefore, more surface area means more rate of reaction, and D block elements have good catalytic properties, as we have discussed in the D block chapter. Now see the mechanism how the reactions takes place. Now see the mechanism how the reaction takes place. See, so we can easily say, in this case what happens? In this case, basically we can see, now see, we can easily differentiate, and it is very easy when we compare the reaction. So this is basically the metal surface. This is basically the metal surface. This is basically the metal surface. Metal surface, which metal surface? Either platinum, palladium or nickel. Now we can see reactant. I am taking reactant as a alkene. Also with alkene there is hydrogen. Now we can see these reactant will adsorb. These reactant will adsorb on the surface of metal. Now they will form transition state like this. Now they will form transition state like this. This carbon, carbon, and this carbon and this. So this carbon will adsorb. This carbon will adsorb on the surface of metal. Also hydrogen is also adsorb. Hydrogen atom is also adsorb on the metal surface. Now this hydrogen will move with this carbon atom, and also this hydrogen atom will move with this carbon atom. Now the product we obtained is CCHH, and the metal surface is free. And the metal surface is free. So basically metal surface is only used as a catalyst, and metal surface only provides its surface. Metal surface only provides its surface for the reaction. It only provides its surface for the reaction. So this is how the hydrogenation reaction takes place. See now, key features. I am discussing about the key features, and please note each and every point, because each and every point is very important. If we use platinum and palladium, as a catalyst, so by using platinum and palladium as a catalyst, reaction occurs at room temperature. Now it is clear to all of you. If we use nickel, point number 1, point number 2, when we use nickel, then reaction occurs at high temperature. When we use nickel, reaction occurs at high temperature, and by using nickel for hydrogenation, reaction is called Sabatier Sanderen reaction. Sabatier-Sanderen reaction. Now I hope it is clear to all of you. See the next point, third point. We can also use Raney nickel. What is Raney nickel? Raney nickel is basically nickel aluminium alloy. So Raney nickel is nickel aluminium alloy in powdered form. Nickel aluminium alloy in powdered form. So this is in powdered form, and we know if we use powdered form means more surface area of catalyst, and if more surface area means more rate of reaction, rate of reaction increases. So more surface area means rate of reaction increases. It means if rate of reaction increases means reaction will occur at room temperature. Reaction will occur at room temperature. Reaction will occur at room temperature. Is it clear to all of you? All the points. When we use palladium and platinum, reaction occurs at room temperature. When we use nickel, high temperature is required. The reaction called Sabatier-Henry reaction. When we use Raney nickel is basically nickel aluminum alloy in powder form. So basically in powder form there is more surface area. If more surface area means more rate of reaction, then reaction will occur at room temperature. Now it is clear to all of you. So first method we have discussed in detail. First method we have discussed in detail, that is preparation of alkane. That is preparation of alkane by using hydrogenation reaction. See, next method which I am going to discuss. So next method for the preparation of alkane, we are using preparation of alkane from alkyl halide. Preparation of alkane from alkyl halide. What is alkyl halide? This is Rx. X is halogen and R is alkyl group. Now see, first I am making the chart. Then we will discuss each and every reaction. So by using alkyl halide, we can react alkyl halide with organometallic compound. We can react alkyl halide with organometallic compound. So what is organometallic compound? See, when there is metal carbon bond. So basically when there is metal carbon bond, when there is metal and carbon bond, we call this organometallic compound. Whenever there is metal carbon bond is present. Now see, so which of the following reactions when we use organometallic compound? See one by one. So organometallic compound we use in Woods reaction. So first reaction we will discuss Woods reaction. Also second reaction of organometallic compound is Fittig reaction. And the third reaction of organometallic compound is Ullmann's reaction. And fourth reaction of organometallic compound is Frank-Land reaction. And fifth reaction of organometallic compound is Corey-House synthesis reaction. And the next reaction when we react alkyl halide, so basically the reduction of alkyl halide. How we can reduce alkyl halide? First, by reaction with Grignard reagent. And the reduction with metals and acid. So these are the preparation of alkanes. From alkyl halide. When alkyl halide, this is alkyl halide. So when alkyl halide reacts with organometallic compound, what is organometallic compound? When there is metal carbon bond present, we call organometallic compound. So for organometallic compound, we will discuss Woods reaction, Fittig reaction, Ullmann's reaction, Frank-Land reaction, Corey-House reaction, and alkyl halide on reduction with Grignard reagent and with metals and acid. All will give alkanes. So first we are going to discuss which reaction? This is Woods reaction. So make the flow chart of each and every reaction. So this is also reaction of organometallic compound. This is also organometallic. This is also organometallic. And this is also organometallic. While these two reactions are reduction reactions. Now first we are going to discuss about the Woods reaction. See, so next we are going to discuss about Woods reaction. Wood's reaction. First note the point. Wood's reaction have both possibility of reaction mechanism, radical as well as ionic mechanism. But radical Wood's mechanism, radical Wood's mechanism is more stable. Radical Wood's mechanism is more stable. So we can say radical Wood's mechanism is more stable. Radical Wood's mechanism is more stable. Is more stable than is more stable than ionic mechanism. Is more stable than ionic mechanism. Please note this point. Two possibilities of Wood's mechanism, Wood's reaction, which is radical mechanism and also ionic mechanism, but radical Wood's mechanism is more stable than ionic mechanism. Now we will discuss about the Wood's reaction. So in Wood's reaction, basically we take alkyl halide, the reaction of alkyl halide with sodium, the reaction of alkyl halide with sodium. Again, take the mirror image of this compound Rx. We can take its mirror images Rx in this form, and the reaction we use in presence of dry ether. So we use there dry ether De. So what happens there if we see direct? So basically this X and this X removes with 2Na, and this is coupling reaction, coupling of carbon and carbon. So coupling of carbon and carbon. So we call this reaction as coupling reaction. RR will be formed plus byproduct is 2NaX. For example, see the examples of these reaction. If we take CH3Cl, if we take CH3Cl in presence of sodium and dry ether, in presence of sodium and dry ether, so this bond will break and coupling of this group, coupling of this carbon. So when coupling of this carbon means CH3 will obtained as a product. Now see the next question. If we are given CH3Cl in presence of sodium and dry ether, now again this bond will break and coupling of this compound will occur. So coupling of this compound will occur means CH3 and CH3. So this is obtained as a product. So basically which mechanism is best? Which mechanism is best for Wood's reaction? Radical, free radical mechanism is best for Wood's reaction. Now we will discuss about the free radical mechanism. So we are going to discuss the free radical mechanism. So we are going to discuss free radical mechanism, free radical mechanism of Wood's reaction, of Wood's reaction. See one by one. So in the first step, what happens? In the first step, what happens? See, we use sodium and dry ether in Wood's reaction. We use sodium and dry ether in Wood's reaction. So first of all, sodium is very reactive metal. So sodium is electropositive element. It will lose electron and convert into Na plus. It will lose electron and convert into Na plus. So sodium lose this electron. Now this electron will react with alkyl halide. See how. So sodium lose one electron and converts into Na plus an electron. Now we have alkyl halide. For example, we have CH3 CH2Cl. As we can see, this bond contains two electron. One electron of this bond by homolytic cleavage on this carbon and one electron on this chlorine atom. Now this electron will combines with Cl. So now Cl have one electron from this bond and one electron from this sodium. So it will convert into CH3CH2 free radical, CH3CH2 free radical, while Cl Cl will convert into Cl negative ion. Cl will convert into Cl negative ion. Why Cl negative ion? Because one electron from this bond, homolytic cleavage, and one electron it gets from the sodium. So it converts into Cl minus ion. Now, now there is association. Now there is association. Also we can say coupling. Also we can say coupling. Now this free radical, which is CH3 CH2 will combine with another free radical which is CH2 CH3. So they will form bond. They will form bond, and the product obtained is CH3 CH2 CH2 CH3. So this product is obtained. So this is basically the mechanism how the product is formed. How the product is formed. See, so one note which you people have to write, this is very important. We do not use 3-degree alkyl halide. So basically 3-degree alkyl halide, 3-degree alkyl halide, 3-degree alkyl halide do not give Wurtz reaction. Give, do not give Wurtz reaction. Why 3-degree alkyl halide do not give Wurtz reaction? Because 3-degree alkyl halide, 3-degree alkyl halide undergo 3-degree alkyl halide undergo elimination reaction easily. Undergo elimination reaction. So 3-degree alkyl halide undergo elimination reaction very easily. For example, see, we can see like this compound CH3C, CH3, CH3 and X. So this compound will break. X will act as a leaving group. Now it convert into CH3C, CH3, and there is positive charge. Now we can say this is sp2 carbon, this is sp2 carbon, and this is sp3 carbon, which is alpha carbon. So hydrogen atom will remove from alpha carbon, and double bond is formed between these two carbon atoms. So deficiency of this carbon atom will reduce, and the compound will convert into CH3C, double bond CH2 and CH3. So we get alkene. We get alkene as a major product when we use 3-degree alkyl halide. So when we use 3-degree alkyl halide, we get alkene as major product. Alkene as major product. Always remember this. We get alkene as a major product. Now it is clear to all of you. So basically, when we use 3-degree alkyl halide, it do not give Wurtz reaction because it undergo elimination reaction easily. So alkene is obtained as a major product. Now see, what are the other features of Wurtz reaction? So basically, we have seen 3-degree alkyl halide. 3-degree alkyl halide do not give Wurtz reaction. So reactivity with respect to alkyl halide. We are going to discuss reactivity of Rx. Reactivity of Rx. So when R is same like Ri, Rbr, Rcl and Rf. We know R is same in all. Alkyl group is same, while leaving group is changes. As the size of I is large, then the size of bromine, then Cl is small and fluorine is least. So basically, which is good leaving group? Iodine is good leaving group. Therefore, reaction will occurs faster in case of Ri. Therefore, reactivity of Rx will be Ri will react faster than Rbr, then Rcl and then Rf in Wurtz reaction. Now, the next feature of Wurtz reaction, see, basically Wurtz reaction always gives symmetrical alkane. So Wurtz reaction always give Wurtz reaction gives symmetrical alkane. Wurtz reaction gives symmetrical alkane. See also this, how it gives symmetrical alkane, because we know that if we use CH3Br, so reaction with sodium and dry ether, so bond will break in homolytic way. CH3 will convert into free radical. This CH3 free radical will combine with another CH3 free radical. So this is symmetrical. So always Wurtz reaction is suitable for the preparation of symmetrical alkane. As we can see, this alkane is symmetrical. When we bisect, the two halves are identical mirror images. Therefore, this is symmetrical alkane. and Wood's reaction is symmetrical. Wood's reaction is good in case of symmetrical alkanes. Now see what happens when there is cross Wood's reaction. So we are going to discuss about the cross Wood's reaction. See what happens in cross Wood's reaction. So this is very easy. When we use two different alkyl halides, so cross Wood's reaction, when we take when we use two different alkyl halides, when we use two different alkyl halides of different carbon atoms, है ना, are taken, when we use two different alkyl halides are taken with sodium and dry ether, are taken with sodium and dry ether. Now see, the one of the alkyl halide is CH3, CH2, Cl, and another alkyl halide is reaction with 2Na with sodium metal, and another alkyl halide is CH3Cl, and the reaction in presence of dry ether. Now we can see as coupling reaction occurs in Woods, so this group will combine with another same group, also this group also combine with same group, also these two free radical can also combine. So we can get the free radicals. One free radical we obtained is CH3, another free radical we obtained is CH3CH2. So what are the possibilities? CH3 free radical will combine, CH3 free radical will combine with another CH3, so it will form ethane. Plus another possibility, is this free radical can also combine with the same free radical, so the product obtained is CH3CH2, CH2CH3. Another possibility, these two free radical can also combine, cross means another product obtained is CH3, CH2, CH3. So what happens in case of Woods cross reaction? So basically cross Woods reaction, when we use two different alkyl halides, so mixture of product is obtained. One is CH3CH3 and one is butane and one is propane. So it is difficult to separate the products. Different separating techniques will be used. So it will be costly. Therefore we in proper amount desired product is not obtained. So basically mixture of product is obtained. So therefore if we are looking for the major product, then the cross product will be the major product. If you want to write this, so basically we can say in cross Woods reaction, what happens in cross Woods reaction? Basically what happens in cross Woods reaction, we can say mixture of product is obtained. So in cross Woods reaction, basically what happens, mixture of products are obtained, mixture of products are obtained, mixture of products are obtained. So different separating techniques are used, which is costly. Therefore unsymmetrical alkane we can prepare by using cross Woods reaction, but it is not a good method. Now see the drawbacks of Woods reaction. What are the drawbacks? Of Woods reaction? See, by using Woods reaction we cannot prepare methane. So methane cannot be prepared. Prepared. Methane cannot be prepared by Woods reaction. Methane cannot be prepared by using Woods reaction. And odd number of carbon containing alkane, odd number of carbon containing alkane odd number of carbon containing alkane is also not formed. Odd number of carbon containing alkane are not formed, are not formed, are not formed in Wood's reaction. As we have seen, if you want to prepare odd number of carbon containing alkane, if you want to obtain the odd number of carbon containing alkane, then we use cross Wood's reaction. And when you use cross Wood's reaction, there is a mixture of product, and when there is mixture of product, it is difficult to separate. Different separating techniques are used, which is costly, now see the question. Now I am going to discuss about the questions regarding Wood's reaction. So it is very easy, as you have seen each and every point. So now my question is which of the following alkane is not formed by using Wood's reaction? Which of the following which of the following which of the following alkane which of the following alkane is not formed? Which the following alkane is not formed using Wood's reaction? Using Wood's reaction. So options are, first first option is this one, second option is this one, and third option is this one, so we can see, and fourth option is CH4. Now see, as we can say, there are 4 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this is symmetrical. So basically we can prepare symmetrical alkane by using Wood's reaction. Also this is also symmetrical, so we can prepare this. Again we can see this is also symmetrical, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is also symmetrical. So all symmetrical alkanes we can prepare by using Wood's reaction. But CH4 is not prepared by using Wood's reaction. We can see CH4 is not prepared by using Wood's reaction. So this is basically, we have seen, when we use at least one carbon alkyl halide, it will form CH3. So methane cannot be prepared by using Wood's reaction. Now see some more questions regarding Wood's reaction. So the question is basically, here Cl it is. Now this points to carbon atom, again next carbon atom, this is next carbon atom, and from this chlorine is attached. Now we are using sodium and triether. So what is the product obtained? Always follow the free radical mechanism. When this bond will break, one free radical on this carbon atom and one free radical on this chlorine. Now this bond will break, one free radical on this chlorine atom and one free radical on this carbon atom. So it is like this: one first carbon atom, second carbon atom, third carbon atom, fourth and fifth carbon atom. There is free radical on this carbon atom, also there is free radical on this carbon atom, and Cl is removed by using sodium electron in the form of Cl minus. Now these two free radical will combine, and form cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will form 5-member ring. So it forms 5-member ring, and cyclopentane is obtained as a product. Now see the next question. The next question is, again, always follow the mechanism. From this position bromine group is attached, and from this position chlorine is attached, and the reaction in presence of sodium and triether. See, homolytic cleavage, one electron on this carbon atom, one with bromine, one electron on this carbon atom, one with this. So the intermediate obtained is free radical on this carbon atom and free radical on this carbon atom. These two free radical will form bond, and bicyclo compound is obtained, So this is the mechanism. Now see the next question. The next question we can also see, if compound like this is Cl and this is Cl. As we can see, two chlorine atoms are attached on adjacent position. So this is basically vicinal. This we call vicinal dihalide. Again, follow the mechanism. When this bond breaks, one electron on this carbon atom, one electron on this, one electron in this carbon atom, and one with chlorine. So the intermediate obtained is this carbon containing one electron and also this carbon containing one electron. So these two electrons will form bond, and the product obtained is alkene. Now see the next question. Again, next question. All questions are related to Wood's reaction, and all questions which I have discussed related to previous years. Now, there is double bond between carbon carbon atom, and this is carbon chlorine bond. This is also carbon chlorine bond, and the reaction in presence of sodium and triether. Again, Wood's reaction, free radical mechanism. This bond, homolytic cleavage, one electron, one electron, one electron, one electron. Now the intermediate is, already there is pi bond between carbon and carbon atom. Now this carbon atom will have free radical single electron. This carbon atom also have free radical single electron. When these two electron combines, then triple bond is formed between two carbon atoms. So this is the major product. We obtain. So always follow the free radical mechanism. As we have discussed, the free radical mechanism is more stable with respect to ionic mechanism. Now see the next question, which is very important. I am giving you. If it is like this, there is two pi bonds, and this is chlorine atom, and this is also chlorine atom, and the reaction in presence of sodium and triether. This reaction is very important, I am telling you. Now, free radical, one electron on this chlorine and one electron in this carbon, one electron on this chlorine and one electron on this carbon. So the intermediate obtained is like this. There is free radical, there is also free radical, and there is pi bond. Now these two pi bonds will also break homolytically in this case. One electron in this carbon atom, one electron in this carbon atom, one electron in this carbon atom, one electron on this carbon atom. So it will be like this. See, it will be like this. There is free radical, also 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 on this carbon atom free radical, also in this carbon atom free radical. Now see, as we can see, these two free radical will form bond, these two free radical will also form bond, and these two free radical will also form bond. Now it will be like this. Why both pi bonds are break? You will see, because it is going to convert into more stable form, which is benzene, which is aromatic in nature. Therefore this reaction takes place in such a way. So you note all the examples. So everything we have discussed about the Woods reaction and questions related to previous years, each and every question I have discussed with you, even in for IIT JEE students and even for NEET students. Now, so first reaction of organometallic compound, we have discussed, which is Woods reaction. Now we are going to discuss, our next reaction, which is Fittig reaction. So we are going to discuss about the Fittig reaction. So preparation of alkane by using Fittig reaction. See, so we are going to discuss our next reaction, which is Fittig reaction. Similar to fitting of thing. Now see, so what is the reactant in case of Fittig reaction? This is chlorobenzene. What we use? Chlorobenzene as a reactant. When chlorobenzene reacts with sodium, and triether, basically in this case we can use tetrahydrofuran, which is THF. Why we use? It is also also a type of ether. It is also cyclic ether. So basically, tetrahydrofuran has more boiling point with respect to dry ether. So as we require high temperature, as we require high temperature for the breaking of carbon chlorine bond, because there is partial double bond character due to resonance between chlorine and carbon. There is partial double bond character. There is partial double bond character, due to which high temperature is required for the breaking of carbon chlorine bond. Therefore, a high boiling point solvent is required for this reaction. We cannot use dry ether. We use tetrahydrofuran in this case. So all you have discussed about the THF. So this is also a kind of free radical mechanism. When carbon chlorine bond breaks, then it forms free radical of this type. So this free radical will combine. This free radical will combine by the same type of free radical, and there is formation of bond between these two groups. So the product obtained is biphenyl. The product obtained is biphenyl in case of Fittig reaction. So which dry ether we use? Tetrahydrofuran. Why we use THF? It is clear to all of you, because THF has more boiling point than dry ether, because high temperature is required for the break of carbon chlorine bond. So by Fitting reaction we prepare biphenyl. So it is used for the preparation of biphenyl by using Fitting reaction. Now see, next reaction I am going to discuss with you. Next reaction I am going to discuss with you is Ullmann's condensation reaction. So which is next reaction? Next reaction is Ullmann's condensation reaction. Ullmann's condensation reaction. It is also a reaction of organometallic compound. It is also a reaction of organometallic compound. In Fittig reaction, we use chlorobenzene. We use chlorobenzene as a reactant. But in Ullmann's condensation, we use iodobenzene. We use iodobenzene. When iodobenzene reacts with copper, when iodobenzene reacts with copper and heat, so basically what happens? There is also homolytic cleavage. There is also homolytic cleavage. So it will convert into this free radical. Again, the same free radical will combine, and these two free radical forms a bond, and it forms biphenyl. So Ullmann's condensation reaction is also used for the preparation of biphenyl. It is also used for the preparation of biphenyl. It is clear to all of you? See, now next reaction, it is also organometallic compound. Why it is organometallic compound? Because copper is used there, and copper will combine with this carbon. So metal carbon bond is formed. So there is formation of bond between this carbon and copper, which is organometallic. When there is formation of bond between metal and carbon, we call organometallic compound. Now see, the next reaction I am going to discuss with you is Wurtz-Fittig reaction. So we have discussed Wurtz reaction, then we have discussed Fittig reaction, then we have discussed Ullmann's reaction. All are reaction of organometallic compound. Now we are going to discuss about the Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Wurtz-Fittig reaction. See what happens in Wurtz-Fittig reaction. It is very simple. It is very simple. See, one of the reactant we use in Wurtz-Fittig reaction is chlorobenzene. Why chlorobenzene? Because the reactant of Fittig reaction is chlorobenzene. Therefore Wurtz-Fittig means one of the reactant we use of Fittig reaction, which is chlorobenzene. And one of the reactant of reaction is Wurtz reactant. In Wurtz reactant we have used alkyl halide. Therefore chlorobenzene reacts with alkyl halide. This is basically Wurtz reactant. This is basically Wurtz reactant, and this is basically Fittig reactant. Now, therefore this reaction is called Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Now again, when bond breaks, free radical there, again free radical is there, again free radical is there, free radical is there. Now this free radical will combines with this free radical and it forms toluene as one of its product. So CS3 will combines with this carbon atom of benzene and we obtain toluene as a major product. So this product is obtained as a major product of Wurtz-Fittig reaction. So we have discussed about the organometallic compounds, and organometallic compounds we have discussed about Wurtz reaction, then Fittig reaction, then Ullmann's condensation, then we have discussed about the Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Now the next reaction of organometallic compound. The next reaction of organometallic compound we are going to discuss is Franklin reaction. Franklin reaction. Franklin reaction is also of organometallic compound. It is also of organometallic compound reaction. So this is very simple, metal carbon bond. It means metal will be used. It means metal will be used. Which metal will be used? See, first the reactant is Rx. First reactant is Rx and another reactant is R dash X. R and R dash may or may not be same. We can use R dash same or we can also use R or R dash different. When the reaction of one alkyl halide with another alkyl halide in presence of zinc and heating, so basically this is also coupling reaction. This is also a coupling reaction. This R will combines with this R dash and it forms R dash as one of its products. So basically by using Franklin reaction, if R is CS3, if R is CS3 and R dash is CS3CH2, then the product obtained is, we can say the product obtained is R dash, which is CS3 CH2 CH3. So this is basically symmetrical or unsymmetrical? This is unsymmetrical alkane. This is unsymmetrical alkane. Now if R is CS3 and R dash is also CS3, then the product obtained by Franklin reaction is R dash, means CS3 CH3. So this is symmetrical alkane. This is symmetrical alkane. So we can say by using Franklin reaction, symmetrical and unsymmetrical alkanes, symmetrical and unsymmetrical alkanes are formed by using Franklin reaction. So this is also preparation of alkane. Now we are going to discuss our next reaction of organometallic compound. Which is Corey-House synthesis reaction. See, this is also the reaction of organometallic compound. And this is also used for the preparation of alkane. Now see again, the reactant we use is alkyl halide. The reactant we use for Corey-House reaction is alkyl halide. In first step we use lithium. In presence of ether. In second step we use copper iodide, and in third step we use another alkyl halide which is R dash X. See, the product obtained are, again this is also coupling reaction. This R and this R dash will combine and it forms R dash. So this is preparation of alkane. Now lithium combines with halogen, so it forms LiX, and also copper combines with halogen, it forms, so this is basically byproduct. So we do not require byproduct, we always require the major product, which is alkane. Now see the reaction, how the reaction occurs. See, basically I am showing the mechanism to you. When alkyl halide reacts with lithium, when alkyl halide reacts with lithium in presence of ether. So what happens? In first step, it will form RLi. So this is again carbon, lithium is metal, so carbon metal bond. Now this RLi alkyl lithium will combines with copper iodide, with copper iodide. Now it will form R2, two alkyl groups. So it will form R2 LiCu, R2 LiCu. This is called dialkyl. R2 LiCl basically di, so we called it di dialkyl copper lithium. We call R2Li as dialkyl copper lithium. So this is dialkyl copper lithium. This reagent also called R2LiCu, we also call Gilman's reagent. So this reagent we call Gilman's reagent. This is Gilman's reagent. So we call this Gilman's reagent. Always remember this. Dialkyl copper lithium is Gilman's reagent. And which is the intermediate? The intermediate of Gilman's reagent is this R. R will comes in the form of nucleophile. So dialkyl copper lithium gives nucleophile which is R negative. Nucleophile which is R negative. So this is basically the intermediate. This is basically the intermediate. Now see the reaction. How reaction takes place? As we know, Rx is used for the preparation of Gilman's reagent. Now the reaction of Rx with R dash X. Now the reaction of Rx with R dash X. Now this R minus, will attack on alkyl halide. Now this R minus will attack on this R minus because this is partial negative, this is partial positive. Now R minus will combine with R. So basically this is R dash X. So R minus will combine with R dash and it forms R dash as one of its products, and leaving group will remove, X minus will remove. So this is the mechanism of Core-House reaction. Now we can see, so what happens basically? Basically when we use, I'm explaining the reaction directly now. When we use Rx with lithium and ether in presence of dry ether, and we use copper iodide, and we use R dash X, these three reagents. So basically these reagent, lithium and copper iodine along with Rx, these will form Gilman's reagent. These will form Gilman's reagent. And what is Gilman's reagent? Gilman's reagent is basically dialkyl copper lithium. Now Gilman's reagent will supply nucleophile. This will supply nucleophile which is R minus. Now this R minus will attack, because this is partial negative and this is partial positive. This R minus will attack on this R dash and it forms R dash as its major product. So preparation of alkane by Core-House synthesis reaction we have seen. Now we will discuss in our next lecture. About the preparation of alkane, by using Grignard reagent.